ABC 36 News starts now.
Hey, welcome back in. It is March, and we are celebrating Women's History Month. So, this edition of Lexplorations, they're going to shine the spotlight on those women who define Lexington's story and those building a brighter future.
And our Lexplorations host and UK tourism professor, Dr. Jason Swanson, is back in studio. You know, Jason, I love that part of your deep dive into Lexington's women's history is by way of the local and award-winning tour, Bites of the Bluegrass. How cool is that?
Oh, it was awesome, and we wanted to focus or feature a women's owned business while we learned about the impact of women on the past, present, and future in Lexington.
So we got food and we got history.
We got a lot.
We can't go wrong. Let's take a look.
From past groundbreakers to today's entrepreneurs, women define Lexington's stories. Today, we're walking through Lexington's history, meeting some of the women who paved the way and are shaping Lexington's future. The tour is led by the founder of Bites of the Bluegrass, Erin Goins. March is Women's History Month. What can we learn on your tour about the impact of women on Lexington's past and present?
Jason, a lot. In fact, our city is turning 250 years old this year, and our history is filled with trailblazing women, that's for certain. From people like Laura Clay, Madeline McDowell Breckinridge, suffragettes who fought for our equal right to vote, to Belle Breezing, a world-famous entrepreneur who inspired pulp culture icons like Belle Whatley of Gone with the Wind, to giants like Charlotte DuPois, who was enslaved to Henry Clay and sued for her freedom. Belle's Cocktail House is named for Belle Breezing, who was born to a seamstress/lady of the night before taking up the profession herself. In fact, she was just 19. It was Christmas Day when she knocked on the front door of Mary Todd Lincoln's childhood home. And not just past icons, but also present icons as well. And of course, greats like Pamela Goodwine, a judge who's made history many times, but most recently by being elected as the first black woman to the Kentucky Supreme Court and the only woman to have served on every level of the judiciary system within Kentucky. This community is filled with women who are girls who recognize that it goes far beyond a profit and it's all about making an impact upon this community.
And the tour starts right here at the Visit Lex Visitor Center. Since this is a food tour, who are some of the women that we're going to learn about that have shaped the past and also the present of Lexington's culinary scene?
Today, we're going to be going first to Zim's Cafe, which is owned by the queen of Kentucky cuisine, Chef Weta Michael, and certainly a brilliant example of a woman who uplifts all the women within her space. I've certainly been one of those people. I really value and am inspired by chefs like Weta Michael, who owns 8 restaurants. So what you are having is chicken from Stonecross Farm. It has been soaked in buttermilk, rolled in Weisenberger mill flour, which is a 6th generation mill still operating in Midway. Also, we're going to go to Agave and Rye, which is owned by Yvonne Sarber. Kimberly Shingledecker, Pies and Pints. Buddha Lounge is Nick Lagasorn with his family. His wife Ashleen and his sister Gade and mother run that shop. And then The Grove is actually owned by Avina Kiley, a fantastic woman entrepreneur in our community, and it's filled with other women entrepreneurs. We'll be having dessert from Lauren Miller at Fable Charcuterie.
So outside of the stops on this tour, who are some other women who have shaped the culinary scene in Lexington?
There are so many, too many to name. But top of mind, of course, are some gals behind Weta Michael's charge. This is Hannah Arvin, who's the head chef of Holly Hill Inn. You've got Chef Agnes. Over at Food Chain, you've got Leandra Foreman and Kristen Hughes, who are leading the way to help solve our food insecurity within our community. Of course, the great Tal Green, who built an ice cream empire over in Distillery District and on Clays Mill. In downtown Lexington, you've got people like Dudley's, Debbie Long, Tomaka Ito at School Sushi, and then other great chefs like Chef Paula and Dada, who's so collaborative. In fact, she and I are doing a collaborative dinner in March called Ladies of Lexington that will be coursed out women's history. Then you've got Sam Four, who is spreading Kentucky food traditions with her Sri Lankan twist. So many great women working hard to shine a light on both our community and the place that we love so much.
I've been hearing about this for months. I'm super excited about it.
I'm always ready to food tour, Jason. It is so fun sharing the city in this way with some great new friends and hearing some cool stories.
It'll be awesome. There's so much packed into these tours. Fascinating stories, incredible food, and a fresh way to experience Lexington.
I can tell this was a tough gig. Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I bet. So, Jason, were there any surprises in the culinary options that you had that you came across?
Not really. I was expecting them to be all good, and they
Yeah.
were. There was a variety of food options, and
Yeah.
that, again, that's just a small sampling of all the women-owned restaurants.
Small
in
sampling,
Lexington.
and
Yeah.
it was a pretty hearty list
yeah.
that
Yes, it
you all
was.
went through
Yeah,
there.
for
So,
sure.
Lexington's becoming known as a foodies town, and it seems like our ladies are really driving that.
Yeah.
In terms of ownership, in terms of running the kitchens.
Exactly. Yeah, and I should say that Visit Lex there's a webpage on the visitlex.com website that focuses just on women-owned restaurants
Nice.
in Lexington.
Nice.
So if you're looking for that.
Yeah, and you know what? I also love the collaboration between Visit Lex and Bites of the Bluegrass on this one too. Can our viewers do the same thing and take in what you got to take in?
Oh yeah, that's just one of the tours that's an option that Erin does. There's our tour was focused on women's history, but
Yeah.
there's haunted tours and
Yes.
any sort of historical tour that you would like, and it's all typically involves some food as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
great
Good stuff.
collaboration.
We've
Love
had
that.
Erin on before. She's got a ton of energy.
Yes, she
and anytime you can combine great history stories with awesome bites to eat, that's
Yeah.
a
He's
win.
sold.
Yeah.
And I am too.
This is fantastic. Jason, thanks for sharing this with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
Appreciate
having me
it.
back.
Back with more. Stay away.